Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be making a video of my Tristar EXL from around 2001. The reason I picked Tristars, I was doing a comparison of different canister style vacuums. I really wanted to get what I thought would be the best machine for the money. Now obviously the older something gets, the less expensive it'll be from the original retail price, so these TriStar machines were really built to last, so seeing that it's, from 2001, 15 years old, almost as old as I am, that really didn't bother me because these machines are simple, they're made to be worked on, they're made to last longer than the 3 or 4 years you can get out of something newer. So I got this machine for $200 off eBay, and really I think that was a pretty good deal. We'll get into the features of this machine. You can see it has a pretty familiar power nozzle. This is the Electrolux L-shaped power nozzle. TriStar got bought by Aris Electrolux, which is the company that makes the old Electrolux cleaners. So it's a really good, it's a good brand that bought TriStar. So they continue to have really top-notch vacuums. Going up, you can see there's a couple buttons, and that's for the two extension tubes. They are Electrolux Renaissance style extension tubes. And right here, this button, slide it up and push it down. When you slide it up, it's a suction relief vent. And right here, you have an on-off switch for the power nozzle, so you can shut that off and go right to doing a little bare floor cleaning. Come back on the machine. There's two buttons on the hose right here. You push those, and this hose simply unclips from the front. I just need to push in on the other clip a little better. And this is the body itself. You pick up on this to get to the bag, and there's the bag right there. Sorry for it being a little dusty. I just dumped out the contents of the bag to do the performance test. I've already actually done this once, but then discovered that the camera turned, so here we are making a new video. But all the important stuff about this bag, they actually made it open-topped so that this little flap right here could do what TriStar called their cyclonic action, which essentially means that this flap stays at an angle when it's the machine's running, and it throws all the dirt. Instead of just piling up at the bottom and collecting upwards, it throws it all to the front and collects front to back, leaving an open pathway right to the motor so that as much air can move through the machine as possible, which really is a smart idea. This is the newer body style for TriStars. This is the same style they're still making. Plastic handle right here, built in machine. One button on off. Pretty quiet machine as far as vacuums go. Right here, you just pull this up. There's no clips or buttons. You just pop it up, and it shows your filter. Now, there's two little plastic tabs on either side. You just lift up, the whole thing comes off. There's a charcoal odor eliminating filter, and then this is the dust filter. You can plug your hose directly in here and use this as a blower. Now you can use that to dust off electronics. You can just, if you have a lot of dust on, say like the fan or something, and you decide you want to blow it out, or the back of a book cabinet, you can blow it off instead of trying to struggle getting everything off. Or I found it really nice if you get a clog in the hose, which only happened once when I was sucking up a lot of stuff that I really should have used a shop vac or something for. The hose got clogged up, plugged it in, turned it on, it blew all the dirt out the other end, and then me being stubborn, I plugged the hose back in and sucked everything up, and everything went through the machine. Now, being that this is a bypass machine, meaning all the dirt goes into the bag first, as long as you're not picking up sharp objects, there's a much smaller chance of damaging the machine than if you would use something like an old Hoover, an old Eureka, like a Kirby, something with a fan before the bag where everything hits that. So that is one advantage to this, is that the dirt goes right into the bag. So that just clips on there, and you can see it holds on pretty well. And all you have to do is you just put this little lip back here, and clip it in. Not much else to see on this. On the underside, you can see it's notched out around here, and this is your cord hook. Spin that a little more. This is your cord hook. You can spin it, and it retracts right into the body. So back up there, you pull all your cord off. Carry handle under here, 2 small rubber wheels on the back, and 2 really big, almost bowling ball like wheels on the front. This makes the machine extremely maneuverable, turns on a dime, and when you're just pulling it across the carpet, it is one of the easiest machines to pull across the carpet that I've ever run into, which is part of the reason it's my favorite canister style vacuum. So we will just plug this bad boy in and give it a test run through all that dirt. What I got here is probably just a month worth of dirt and dust that the Tristar pulled out of our brand new carpet. I guess it's not brand new, it's only like a year old, and we've been using Eureka's, like the old style with the beater bars, ESP, Hoover convertible, Kirby generation, Simplicity tandem air machines. So just a list of really high quality, high performing vacuums, and still, just as a daily machine, this still picked up all that dirt. So that just goes to show how high quality Tristar is as well. We will plug in our hose, and really all you have to do is make sure you hear that click. Everything's in place. If you really wanted to, you could pick it up by the hose. That's a salesman trick, but I'm not a salesman and I don't have a warranty, so if something were to break, I would have to pay for it. So I'm not going to do that, but I will show you how well this picks up dirt. This is without the power nozzle running, so you can hear me talking. It's a pretty quiet machine. This is with the power nozzle running. Now my feet are back here and the power nozzle's up there, and I can feel the power nozzle vibrating the carpet, so it's doing a really good job at agitating. We'll just get down here and see what we can see, if I can spot anything move. The power nozzle is actually pulling itself across the carpet, and you can see there's a little bit of agitation that you can see, but I can feel a whole lot of it. So let's go 1 pass forward, 1 pass back. Shut off the machine, and I will pick it up. Nothing left behind. Here is one of the really nice things about Electrolux style power nozzles. After picking up all that dirt, there's only this little bit caught around right against the guard. So really, I mean, if you're just picking up regular amounts of dog hair, just long hair in general, all that stuff, you can see brush bar really doesn't get all that dirty. It stays pretty clean, so that means a lot less maintenance for whoever's using it, and it keeps the brush roll from burning up. You can see all this cleaned really well. There's a little bit of chunk here, but everything else really, this is a really clean sweep. So that just goes back to that power nozzle. And when I say burnt up, with plastic roller brushes and stuff, they can actually get hair accumulating on the sides, like right at the end caps, and the hair will make so much friction it actually melts the plastic together. With these, let me think, I can't remember if they're plastic or metal end caps, but all the dirt is channeled into the middle, keeping it away, keeping it from like doing the end cap collection, because everything is drawn into the middle of the machine, and it picks it all up. So very good design on Tristar's part. We will turn the machine back on, finish sweeping all that up, less that clump over there because that's just a little too much for any vacuum cleaner to do. And I will pick out the fuzz that got stuck in the wheel. Didn't get stuck in the roller brush, got stuck in the wheel. So let's finish this up. So as you can see, it's a very powerful machine, really good for carpet cleaning. A lot of times people think canisters don't have the oomph to get all the dirt off the carpet, but that just isn't the case, especially with something as well built, well designed, and just as practical as this machine is. Now this machine isn't limited to just carpets. It does come with a whole slew of accessories, which I'm not going to be showing really in this video, but I can attest I've used every single one of these. I like, here, this is the like pile and this is the dislike pile. I like all the basics. Your Crevice Tool is really well designed. It has these little pinholes in the sides, so when you're up against the edge of like carpet or something, most Crevice tools will just seal off and it'll really stop the air from moving. Well, with these pinholes and how they're channeled and everything, it actually shoots jets of air down into the carpet or whatever you're sweeping, down into the dirt, and lets the machine pick that up. So it acts as like almost a sort of agitation, which is a really smart design. It works really well. I think I picked up a lot of crap from the baseboards when I used this the first time. Now that was a few months ago, so it's not quite coming back to me so clear, but I do remember using it, and I do remember being impressed. And I've used this in the couch instead of like just using it in the cracks. Excuse me. I actually take the cushions off and put the Crevice tool underneath and behind the cushions, and I picked up a lot of crap doing that. So it's a good tool. Next up, our Upholstery Tool. Just basically what you sweep off the main dirt off your couches and chairs with. They have all these airflow holes built in, so all the air moves, all the dirt gets removed, and your two plastic agitator strips. Good design. And this tool, if I can do it right, you can see you can get a side angle, you can get it flat if I spin it enough, more or less, and then you can get the regular bent shape. But you get the gist. It's a really good tool. This is my favorite dusting tool I've ever used. I don't know whether it's just the Tristar's power or what, but this has the best combination of soft bristles with rigidity. I know the Kirby dusting tool is softer than this, but because of the power of the machine, it'll actually like crimple the brushes down. Whereas with this, it's really soft. You could probably go over TV screens and stuff. I wouldn't recommend doing it every day, but if you had to, this would be the brush I'd recommend you doing it with. And it picks everything up. It's a really good tool. And this one too pivots like the upholstery tool. This right here is an adapter because the Tristar uses a special setup. So what you do is you plug this into, you can do it into the hose or into the wand, and then it gives you this standard kind of attachment place for any of your 1 1/4 inch tools, which is standard size tools. So you can use any dusting brush, any crevice tool, any specialty tool, because they do actually sell those, and you really make this a versatile machine. These two are really the only problem that I have with this machine, which they pale in comparison to what all this machine can do. And the problem I have with this is fixed with this. So I don't like this tool. You can get a very similar tool on a $300 Miele canister, and with this machine costing over $2,500, I would expect them to do a little better than your really standard, just two-sided with brushes and basic side-to-side pivot. On the Miele, I just go back to them because they're a good top-notch company too. This part swivels, but then where there's this hoop, they have a swivel in there too, so that when you're going back and forth, your arm doesn't stay rigid in that one position. You go out, you come back in, you're kind of pivoting it. With this brush, you're going to be pushing the brush back and forth. That's the only pivot you get out of this. Now, I fixed this by using this attachment adapter, and I put the Kirby floor tool on this machine, and let me tell you what, that Kirby tool is designed almost to the same quality and was thought out almost as well as these tools are. It picks up dirt from the sides, it picks up the main dirt, it's just a really good tool. It has the side-to-side pivot like this, and it has the up and down pivot, and it works. It's the best tool, one of the best tools, and one of the most frequently used tools I use with the Tristar. This is a attachment holder, and it's supposed to fit on the wands themselves with those little bumps right there, kind of like putting pressure on each tool, holding them in place. Now, with this thing being 15 years old, they've kind of gotten worn out to the point that I could put a tool on this and some of them will stay on, but if I put the tool on the other one, maybe it's one of these two at the bottom, the tools will just fall right off. So I really can't fault that. I think you can pick these up for less than 10 bucks online in the exact same style, so can't blame them. It's just an old piece of plastic that's starting to wear out a little bit. So really, for 200 bucks, I'd say if you can find one with this adapter and in good condition like this, I would say if you need a canister vacuum, absolutely check this one out. One more thing that I didn't really mention or go through all that much is on carpets, some canister vacuums can be a real bear to push. I'll just show you. I'm using my 2 fingers. And it drives right along. You can go on a really sharp turn, give it that same little pull, and honestly, turning is easier than pulling it along. This thing just glides over everything. In fact, if you get it going really quickly, like you have it all the way, you're all the way out here, and you're on a hardwood floor and you pull it, it'll probably slam into your legs because it rolls so easy. So, really good design. Possibly one of the best canister machines to date. The only reason I give some hesitation saying the best is I haven't tried every canister vacuum, obviously, but I do have a Filter Queen machine that I will be testing shortly. So as of right now, this machine right here is my favorite of all-time canister. I would rate this over brand new $1,500 Miele automatic canisters. I just like it so much. So, okay. Comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. All that stuff. I would really appreciate a subscription. I'll be doing a lot more videos in the future really shortly. I have, just for your general idea, I have a Regina Housekeeper. I have a Bissell, what is it? Helix bagless. It's just the cheapy ones from Walmart. I have a Kenmore twin fan. Hoover Concept, Hoover Conquest, lots of different machines. So stay tuned, subscribe, and all those videos will be uploaded shortly. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.